Depending on your mission and your purpose and your calling in life, you were not born to be on the same spot. In other words, you can fulfill your God-given dreams being on the same geographical, emotional, spiritual, and even professional spot. You are called to make changes and movement that will automatically lead you into your God-given destiny or your God-given mission and purpose here on planet Earth. And so, based on this, there are times and seasons where you have to be in specific location or specific spots. And when that time is over, then you have to move with the changing times to ensure that you move with the spirit of the time and you move with the flow of the spirit that will lead you eventually in your God-given assignment. God told the Israelites that you have dwelt too long on this mountain. In other words, your time in this specific location is over and it's time to move into the next phase of your life. What are some of the signs and indications to know that your mission or your time or your season in a specific geographical location is over? There are basically about 5 signs to know. There was a tribe in Israel called Issachar. Scripture tells us that they knew the times and the seasons, and they knew what they ought to do at every specific time and season in their life. So the 5 key principles. 1, progressing versus regressing. When you realize that you've started regressing in whatever you're doing, when you realize that you are not making progress, whether it's on a project or it's on a job or it's in your office or an organization, you realize that you are not making progress, then that could be an indication. Every project, every assignment, every job you have should be building you towards the next phase of your calling or the next phase of your life. So if it is not building you towards that phase, towards that next phase, then you should know probably your time in that location it's over. Second key principle, destruction versus adding. Now, wherever you are, you're supposed to be adding value. You're supposed to be adding value to somebody's life, whether it's in a job, in a church, in an organization, an institution. You should be adding value to people's life. When you realize that your ideas, your contributions, whatever you are doing, it's not helping, it's rather destroying what probably you must have helped build, then that could be an indication that your time in that specific location is over. The third key principle is loss of effectiveness and loss of effectiveness. Now, if you're putting in your all in an organization, in a structure, and you realize that at a certain time you've lost effectiveness, you've lost passion, you've lost, there is just no passion in what you're doing. It's like you're doing some chores. It's like you're doing what you are required to do, not what you're passionate about. The fourth principle is when those around you, probably those who help you get a job, get a promotion, when they start fighting against you and you realize and you check within you, there is just no cause. You've not done anything wrong. You're doing everything you're doing, and they don't just want you around. The moment you have to persist, but again, you have to check, because that could be an indication that your time in that specific location, it's over. The fifth thing is about compromise of your values and your beliefs. You could be in a specific location, an organization, a structure, and realize that in order for you to stay on in that organization, there are people who want you to compromise your values and some of your beliefs. And it's either you compromise those fundamental values or convictions, or you're fired. So you really have to make a choice. You really have to make a choice to say, okay, there are things I can trade for gold. There are things I can't trade. There are values and there are convictions that I can't trade for gold. That could be an indication that your time in that place is over. And you have to make that choice. Sometimes either leaving before you're being fired. Sometimes God will use different methods to relocate us from a place. If we are not listening, sometimes when He's speaking and we're not listening, He will use even those that have helped you in time past to even start fighting against you. Hope you pick up something useful from this. God bless you, and hope to see you next time.